Welcome. You have successfully checked into your abundance timeline.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast, my rich babes. It is Karyn Medeiros here. If you are new here, I am an award-winning manifestation coach, a 2-time best-selling author, a soccer mom, and you, my friend, are listening to the Rich Girl Podcast. So thank you for listening. This podcast, what is it about? It is about a one ritual. So I manifested $77,000 in 30 days with one ritual. And I want to talk to you. I want to tell you about the ritual that changed everything for me. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper than I usually go because I want you to understand why this actually works in your brain. Okay. So I know that I teach a lot about, energetics, but this works in your brain biologically. Okay. So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. Years ago, my business coach at the time challenged me. She knew what I could do with manifestation. So she said, listen, and I was having some struggles at the time. And she was like, Karyn, I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to manifest $20,000 in 30 days. And I did it in 10. Actually, by the end of the month, I had manifested $20,000 in 10 days. By the end of the month, I had manifested $41,900. I took the same ritual that was years ago. I took that same ritual and I did it last month. And I ended my month at a little over $77,000 after I had, I'm going to do that ritual again. I don't do the ritual all the time because I'm pretty seasoned in knowing how to control my energy and how to, how to use my identity. That's why I teach it. But there's some times where I got to go back to the basics. And so I did that. And again, I proved to myself of okay, this isn't magic. This is neuroscience. This is biology. And so, I wanted to talk about it with you because I know that there's a lot of people that are stressed about money right now, specifically, right? You're stressed, you're kind of doing all the things, but nothing is really landing, right? So I want to teach you how you can sit down, how you can unblock yourself, kind of thing, like every fear, every story, everything that you're afraid to kind of say out loud. And then I'm going to teach you how to burn it. I'm going to teach you how to burn that shit, right? Then we're going to get crystal clear on what you want. I'm going to teach you how to surrender and then how to trust that the money will come. Okay. So there's real research behind why this works. And it's not just woo-woo, even though, listen, I love a good woo-woo. But it's not all about that. So there's this researcher named Matthew Lieberman. He's out of, I think, UCLA. And he found that when you put your feelings into words, like when you actually name what you're afraid of and you write it down, it calms your amygdala. I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right. Amygdala. Okay. And so your amygdala is your brain's alarm system. It's the part that goes off when it thinks like you're in danger. So money fear, scarcity, the story that you always lose, what you built, right? It lives in your amygdala. So that's your nervous system treating an old fear like a current threat. So when you write it down and you name it, your brain does something called affect labeling. So you're basically telling your alarm system, I see you. I see this fear. You can just back off for now. Okay. I got this. It actually shows up on your brain scans. People who wrote about their emotions for 20 minutes a day, 4 days in a row, had their prefrontal cortex and their amygdala start talking to each other better, like up to 32% more connection between the two or something like that. Your prefrontal cortex is it's like your control center, right? Like your executive control center, right? That's the calm, the clear, the decision-making part of you. When that part of your brain gets stronger and your alarm system gets quieter, That's what's measurable. That's step one of the ritual. So before you ever burn anything, the writing alone is already changing what's happening in your brain. Okay. So the next is the burning part. So there's a whole body of research on rituals in the brain. And what they found is that rituals that, actually repeated intentional behaviors, what they do is they lower anxiety, they lower your heart rate, and they help you perform better under stress. Why? Because your brain loves predictability. It builds models of how things are supposed to go. So when something feels like chaotic or it just feels uncertain, which could be like your money finances, right? Waiting for a manifestation to happen, your amygdala lights up again. The ritual gives your brain a container, right? A beginning, a middle, and an end. And then your nervous system, your body reads that as safety. And burning specifically, there's like something about a multisensory experience, right? You're seeing it, you're smelling it, you're feeling the heat. Your brain is getting flooded with this sensory information that says, oh my God, this is real. This is happening. Like this is final. It's not just a thought anymore. It's an experience that you're kind of like now your whole body is going through, right? You're smelling, you're seeing. That's the difference between thinking about, oh, I'm just going to let that go, and your nervous system actually believing that you actually let it go. Also, there's a little bit of difference between venting, right? So the research says that, that just venting, so you're writing like, I'm so stressed, I'm so scared, like if you're just writing it over, that doesn't really help. That's rumination. That can actually, that causes anxiety even more, right? It doesn't help you get better just because you're writing that on a piece of paper. You need to write on the paper. You got to name what's blocking you. Then you release it on purpose. There's always has to be an intention behind it. That's what makes it a ritual instead of just spiraling on paper of like, oh, I just want to get my thoughts out on paper. There's a difference, right? So first we release, then we have an intention, then we surrender, and it has to go in that order, not just a random order. It's built in that order so your brain moves from threat to clarity to trust. Okay? Because the ritual, it's not just a task. We don't just check the box off. Oh, I did that manifestation thing and then I move on with my day. Like I said, the ritual, a ritual has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you light something, you watch it, you feel it in your body while it's happening. Like you're there fully for, 30 to 60 minutes. You're not burning for 30 to 60 minutes. I'm just saying the whole ritual takes like 30 to 60 minutes. Your brain needs that container, right? Your body needs that full sensory experience. And that, my friend, is neuroscience. So what I did years ago was I built this into a full method, 5-step spark and surrender method. That's what I have called this ritual, the spark and surrender method. I created this years ago. I talked about it for so many years. People had so many different, like so many transformations, like not just money transformations, all types of different transformations, and fast. Like I'm talking fast. They had these fast transformations. And so I talked about it for a very long time and had so many transformations. And then I just kind of left it, I don't know, in the background. And I haven't talked about the spark and surrender for a very long time. And I just did it, like that ritual. I just did it last month. And I was like, wait, like I just had one of my highest months ever. Why am I not talking about this again? So I'm back talking to you about the spark and surrender method. It is a complete ritual that I give you the exact script, the exact framework. And it's free. It's free. Don't worry, I'm giving it away. I'm not going to walk you through all the 5 steps today because I don't know if you're doing laundry, you're driving, whatever, but you need paper in front of you. You need paper in front of you. You need somewhere where you can burn the shit, right? And you need to give at least 30 minutes to actually like get into it and to give it all you got. Okay? Now, what I will tell you is the step when you get to it, the step almost everybody gets wrong is the surrender step, right? Like the burning, you're burning that piece of paper. That feels really powerful because releasing feels powerful, right? It feels like, oh, I just did something. But then surrendering asks you to stop checking, stop controlling, all of that. And then that's the part of the stopping is that where most people quit on themselves because even before the money came in or whatever it is that you want to call in, you stop and you quit on yourself because you're like, okay, I'm stopping everything else. Right. So listen, I want you to try it. I want you to download it for free and I want you to go through it. And I want you to have the assumption that this ritual is also going to work for you. Okay. I know what stressed money feels like. I know about doing everything right and still not seeing it move, right? I remember what all of that felt like. But the answer, like the real solid answer is never just try harder. It's actually so much easier than that. It was the release what that's actually in the way is that nobody goes in and does that release. So I put this whole ritual, the script, the framework, the surrender practice that literally, like I said, makes or breaks this. I put it inside my Rich Girl community. It's inside in the back end in the Rich Girl Vault. It's free. And I want you to experience this. I want you, and you don't need to be, believe in manifestation. You don't need to be spiritual. You just need to be willing to burn something, really. You need to be willing to release something. You need to be willing to burn it away. And then you need to be willing to just step into that, have that assumption, have that intention of like, okay, well, this worked for everybody else. So it's going to work for me. So we're going to burn what's blocking you, and then we're going to call in what you want. So I'm going to leave that in the show notes below. It is called my Spark and Surrender method. And if you have been around here for years, you know what the Spark and Surrender method is. Go do it again. So whatever you're struggling with now, if you're struggling with, I don't know, calling something in, you want a new car, you want a new home, you want a new job, you want whatever it is, you want money, whatever it is that you want to call in, then I want you to go back, do the Spark and Surrender method. And then, as always, I want you to flood me with everything that came true, all your transformation. I want you to flood me with that. So first, what you're going to do is I'll leave the link in the show notes. You're going to download. You're going to opt in to the Spark and Surrender method. The ritual is going to be emailed to you right away. And then you're going to get access to my Rich Girl community, which is hosted on School. You will get you'll get a link to join School. It may take a little bit, but just be patient. So somebody goes in there and approves all the members a couple times a day. And then once you're inside the Rich Girl community, you'll have all of this in the email, but you'll go and the Spark and Surrender is actually hosted back there. So you know exactly where to have it. You're not looking through your email every single time to find this ritual because it is not just a PDF. Okay. This is a full-on ritual. I could literally be selling this for $1,000. No fucking problem. $1,000, no problem. Because whatever result that you want, you do the work and you follow this ritual, I can guarantee you that it will work. So, but listen, I want you to have a transformation. I want something to come true. So then what I've just done is I've installed a little bit of belief in you where you're like, well, that was cool. I wonder what else I can do. Right. And then after that, I mean, I teach you how to live your rich girl life. Speaking of rich girl life, depending on when you're listening to this, the Rich Girl Network is opening soon. So we are opening July 6th. That is our official launch week that we're opening up the doors to the Rich Girl Network. I've been working on this for years, and it's finally come together. So I'll leave if you want to get on the wait list for that. It is the biggest, largest growing manifestation community worldwide. So you will want to get on the wait list for that. But anywho, go opt in to the Spark and Surrender, actually finish the ritual, and then give it some time, and then come back and let me know how it all ended. All right, stay rich, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.